well, and we know that it is a very comfortable champion for him.
Which do you prefer when you see the two compositions side by side? Picking a Jhin into Leona, Sion in control of the game. Let's see whether or not they can survive. Here comes Jankos down in the bottom lane. Body slam's available to him. The target is Ming. He's already used the flash. That's a 3 versus 2. Ming will go down. First blood picked up by Fionin and G2. They're looking to escape. Azuzi dashes forward. There's a roar of the Slayer onto Jankos. He manages to...
They couldn't find that early game proactivity to open up the map, allow them to snowball these team fights. But now Jankos in the top side.
All right, Letme's in a little bit of trouble here in a 2-on-1. Perkz and Jankos going to look to drop him down. It's an easy kill secure at the cost of the tower bonus plus Ocean Drakes just get completed in the very next second of your statement, Azael. As we crest the 15-minute mark.
This is what RNG needs to do, and G2 need to split the map, pressure turrets.
All right, Jankos is going to throw down the stopwatch, try to contest the Rift Herald, and just concedes his hit points, and it will fall down. No contest from G2 Esports.
They are going to be forced to back off, though, because of the pressure Perkz had elsewhere. So
shortly in favor of G2.
And this is the coolest thing about this matchup for me, because it's kind of gone almost how we expected, in that Perkz and Wonder have built their own. But then I realized, of course, it is in fact Perkz who has all that vision available to him.
And he had all the support as well, a number of G2 members backing him up.
But I think you hit the nail on the head, Azael. Trying to gain vision throughout G2 jungle is most important. It's being flashed.
Oh, that's a very flash forward. Remember Wonder with no ultimate? Well, he's already down. Wonder is flying and dashing and diving in the fight, but he gets caught by the decimating smash. A retreating Realm Warp cannot escape from Casa. He's threatened to follow through G2, and look at that. Perkz is down. That's the third of the fight. Only the duo left standing, but not for much longer. Fionin is feared beyond death. And Letme says, please, I'll have the inner turret.
And this is the worst case scenario for G2 as RNG finds their team fight. The Lucian is at 2 items. Their front line is plenty tanky, and with the minion wave already set up in bot, they can secure an inhibitor.
They're going to get a 20-minute inhibitor here and choosing their timing perfectly. They force the ult out of Wonder, they find the pick onto him, dies immediately.
Using the Talia wall to just secure themselves another objective.
If I recall correctly, the first stage of Perkz are running for their lives after the teleport completes. Solar Flare onto Perkz. Gonna hold on to the flash, and it's Uzi on a killing spree. 3-0-3, 100.
Use it, and they turn it in their favor.
And this is also what the expectation was for this series coming in, especially game 1. Looking at a 1-3-1 style competition.
G2 can't contest this time around. Yeah. This should be an easy secure for RNG. Excellently done from the
first round robin, second round robin. Want to get back to that in a moment as Ming will be stepping forward, gets rooted up, but he's found the Zenith Blade. That means he's got the engage. Fear Beyond Death has already got a kill, but Wonder's got one back. At what cost? The World Ender will bring him back to life, but he's already surrounded by RNG members and
not here to contest. G2, they'll be forced to defend with the way in which RNG are playing. They can just look to walk into the base of G2.
And it's still 100% kill participation for Uzi. 4-0-4. He's got the Baron buff, he's got the support of Xiaohu, and he's exposed another inhibitor just shy of clock. It's an 8,000 gold lead, 3 dragons to nothing, 8 kills to 4, 8 towers to 2. This is a shellacking in favor of Royal Navy Stop.
It certainly is, and as we see this fight one more time, G2 is retreating and starts to group up, so Ming says, I'm going in looking for Perkz, knowing he didn't have the flash. Xiaohu is already behind them, and in comes Uzi.
And this was just the perfect setup for Ming. The fact that Perkz was just chain CC'd underneath.
Here we go again.
Oh no, they're going to get away from that. But unfortunately for G2, they got forced into this channel, this funnel.
Choke point or tunnel.
Yeah, that
tunnel. I get it.
Covered all bases.
That is what I was trying to say. They lost the fight. RNG now trying to siege up mid.
And I think RNG can take whatever they want. 30 seconds left on Baron. He comes over the wall. Ming doesn't find his man, but it doesn't matter. The first inhibitor falls. They'll be able to just peel around to the bottom lane. Knock over the second inhibitor as they desire. G2 got a little bit of time before Uzi can get into the fight. And Ming finds a Zenith Blade. That's a defensive flash from Jankos, and G2 are routed and running for their lives. Letme's ultimate gets the first. There's a reply from Parsa for the second. G2 Esports are being obliterated inside their base. It's a double kill for Uzi to close it out, and they're going to look for the ace before they finish the base. Let me is trying to hunt him down with those shotgun knees. The Nexus turrets start to fall. Royal never give up. The #1 seed from the LPL. They will pick up this first game, taking down G2 Esports.
And an incredible first game from RNG. They check all the boxes, playing so well. Especially paired with the Tahm Kench, should be fairly safe against this Varus and Lucian. The Shen here, though, is going to be pretty interesting because Shen is coming.
The Devour needs to be perfect. Manages to gobble up Yon, and this buys some time.
Anything in the top side, whereas RNG secured their first tower of the game even earlier than they did last time around. The bot lane is being shut down in favor of RNG, and then they continue with this pressure.
All right, Jankos was threatening a dive. Kasa still hasn't completed his recall. Now, the solo lane is for G2 in a good position, but look at the duo. Uzi and Ming are already unlocked. They're already making their move. The flawless duet. That's a good stun. Vanguard's edge bounces in, but Perkz is left alone. He's left to dive, manages to pick up first blood, traded back with Kasa. It's a 1-for-1 in the top lane.
Nice proactive. Their AD carry, but the rest of the map is going worse for them, and those members on G2 who are ahead have an easier time getting involved.
All right, Glacial Tomb's already been used onto Perkz. He's going to try get some damage reduction down. Kasa gets turned around. It's a 1-for-1. Both junglers picking up the kills.
Coming. I want to see him trying to turn it into a turret or a kill or something.
Well, there's the Tahm Kench. It's been unbenched. Jankos with a flash body slam. We'll look for Xiaohu. Now keep your eyes on Ming. If he gets a good knockup, there could be some follow-up, but there's not. G2 collapse, they get the kill.
Love the use of the Tahm Kench ultimate there to set up a collapse onto Xiaohu, who has just been constantly pressured by Perkz in the middle lane. They're able to find that Tahm Kench had already set up the flank ready. They decided to just abandon the top lane tower, and they figured, hey, if we get a kill onto mid, maybe we can convert this into either a mid tower or a Rift Tower. And as we say that, here's that Rift Tower.
All right, Rift Herald just about to be secured.
RNG though.
Man that's been charmed up, knocked down. Rift Herald is secured, but at the cost of Wadid's life. Now it's a 4 versus 5, and that stand united from Let Me was monumental. A flash forward will not be enough to secure the kill yet until the rest of RNG collapse. So Rift Herald picked up, but at the cost of 2.
Yeah, but you can see
of RNG. The Twilight Shroud will buy some time. Now Wonder's going to need to get over the wall. That summoner spell used. While that's going on, Jankos are picking a fight. Wonder finds Ming. Perkz gets Uzi. And just like that, who baited whom?
So I thought this is going to be exactly what we talked about.
Huge.
RNG with the globals were going to try and attack one of the side lanes, but Wonder with the fancy feet escapes from that situation. G2 collapse on 2 members mid. They kill both Uzi and Ming.
Able to essentially corral Uzi into the fleeing Wonder. He picks up a kill on the way out and says thank you very much.
That he is very good at is because he so regularly plays in these 1-3-1s, he has a very good awareness of where he should be on the map. He knows how to push, he knows how to use the pressure that his team is generating for him, and if he has
Spring, winning MSI, winning Rift Rivals, winning Summer, now here we are, and G2 is looking to put a halt to it.
And over in China, over in the LPL, that's the Golden Road, winning every single event throughout the year. Frostgren talked about it in that feature about Uzi earlier. Cannot land a skill shot. Xiaohu walks away with his life. He manages to self-pass the ultimate. And now Wadid, he needs to run away. He flashed forward, remember, and is the target on the front line. Wonder's pulling away, let me as Wadid gets taken out by Uzi. G2 bit off.
Get G2 to come.
Yeah, I'm looking at the flashes. I mean, Perkz and Wadid committed his, but with Wadid having the answer. All right, Stand United's been channeled onto Kasa. The Vanguard's edge comes out. Lots of dashing in and out, and Perkz stays alive just long enough for Jankos to get there. Chain of Corruption this time round starts to spread on the RNG members, and Jankos is left for dead. Takes a blast gun out to safety as a flawless duet gets the stun.
They're winning this!
Jankos, how did you find Uzi? Uzi, why were you face-checking? RNG are now running for their lives as Xiaohu is low. A Devour from Wadid buys some time. G2 are low as well. These teams are fighting on a knife's edge. Wonder will complete the teleport, and RNG sense impending doom. Let Me looks for the re-engage as Xiaohu is dropped to the back line. Wonder's looking for Kasa, and Ming is running for his life. Let Me's down. RNG are down, and G2 Ace Royal never give up.
And that was all off the back of beautiful.
That is going to be the fight that wins the game for RNG. It's a 5v4 from them. A clean pick on Wonder. Over to Baron.
3-1, ladies and gentlemen. G2, they're not just pushing one lane, they're pushing multiple. And 4 members to the bot side of the map. G2 are quick to secure themselves 2 towers.
Yeah, this gold lane is just exploding, and now for RNG, they're being sieged in the base. They're almost forced into an engage here, but G2 is setting this up very, very well. You have Wonder in the mid lane, pushing in the waves. We'll see if RNG can force us back or find that engage.
All right, I'm keeping my eyes on the positioning. RNG group towards this top inner turret as Wonder is waiting for those minions to just conga line their way to the mid turret. There's a minute and a half on Baron. And the inhibitor turret in the top lane is chunked down very low for G2. Got to be a little careful they don't get jumped on. The Shen, the Lissandra, the Zen, because when an engage happens, it is quick, it is efficient, and RNG can shut down G2.
Now, G2 ideally would like to send someone bot to clear that one out, but they don't have a teleport on that roster. Now, they're just going to divide RNG so that they can't just immediately force a fight, but Cannon's so close.
Oh, look at that! That's what happens when ultimates connect. Chain of Corruption as well as the Rankos barrel. They find a pick onto Ming. Now, Kosa and Xiaohu are jumping under Perks. Perks throws down the stopwatch, stays alive for a few seconds longer, flashes out to safety. The top inhibitor turret is foul. Another inhibitor turret's going down.
The G2 may just continue to push here. They're going to get a second inhibitor for sure. 40 seconds on Karsa, so they'll retreat to the Infernal.
To be here, a team that had to take down Schalke 04 in the regional qualifier gauntlet and stepped up and continues to step up against every threat in their way.
Now, we have to remember that the Baron was secured after G2 found an impressive fight after Wonder got picked off. You could say on paper, G2 shouldn't have secured that Baron. However, the Baron now spawns in less than a minute.
All right, Ming's going to be jumping back in. Uzi's the target. Stand United's being channeled down, but Ming will go down. Wonder's on a killing spree as Kosa is caught amongst G2 Esports. Uzi is killed in the back end as Wonder is flying through the map. And it's Yeonin that's got himself another kill, and Perks jumps on the back end with the Vanguard's edge. Inhibitor is exposed. The Nexus turrets are falling, and G2 Esports punch back, defying all odds, and prove they can go toe-to-toe with RNG 1-1 in the series.
And I was just about to talk about how the setup for Baron was going to be really important. This isn't how they've played all year long. This is a team that is very much more around either finding early game leads and then
they might hop over here.
And there's a very cheeky level 1. There's a rocket
No
jump,
way.
lands for the slow. That's a body
They're gonna
slam.
get him.
There's a stun following up as well, and first blood picked up.
I see.
So it's
That
just a strong laning phase from Levy as good rocket
Yeah,
jump
Woodid's
there.
dead. Woodid's definitely dead. Gets stunned up. Exhaust comes out. But
Use of the phase rush there to escape from that gank.
Remember,
but
no
now we see
TP
Kasta
here.
top lane.
all right, I'm keeping my eyes on the stun. The wall bang from Let Me. There it is. Flash into the Hammer Shark and just sets it down.
That was
As soon as Yankos steps in, the heroic charge will be available. It may not even be needed. That was beautiful in its simplicity.
yeah, that was so
Behind.
well.
Perks is even in mid. The bot lane is struggling, and while they will secure first tower, RNG get the Rift Herald along with the tower trade on the other side.
Yeah, you've got to wonder if that was really worth it for RNG though. They were winning in the 2v. We'll see if Xiaohu can find him here.
All right, Glacial Path as well as the Proto Belt. Buster Shot will buy some time, but Xiaohu's holding on to the ultimate for a few seconds longer, and this should just eventually be the kill.
He didn't even try to jump away.
Yeah.
I mean, why not just Buster Shot and then jump away? I don't really understand the play there at all.
That either. I don't know.
Unless his hop was on cooldown. That
Kosta's got himself that Warrior enchant, and the second tower falls. RNG are just outplaying.
They're about to generate a 4,000 gold lead over G2.
yeah, now they've cracked that turret, taking away a lot of the
The
safe.
rest of RNG aren't, because you can see they've been able to push at mid and bot as G2 committed 4 members towards the top side. This will result in a tower, but RNG are going to trade it back almost immediately as Let Me goes on the chase.
All right, Hyunan's already used the Buster Shots, and now Letme's going to try to run
Run
him
at him.
down. Letme's just going to chase him with that sun. Will they go? They've
Yeah.
got a 4,000 gold lead up in their quarterfinal here against G2 Esports. They've got all the tools.
How
and the-
things have unfurled. Wonder right now runs the risk of getting collapsed on.
Not the risk. I think he is being collapsed on. Will throw down the World Ender. This will buy some time. Uzi, Killer Instinct available. Not going to use it. Instead, there goes a Resurrection here. Flash is up for Wonder, but I think he'll hold on to it. And that's just being caught in the wrong place.
And this was a big mistake.
Let them try to carry.
Well, let's see whether or not G2 can punish Xiaohu. It's just after Wonder was killed. Xiaohu now will be caught up in the bottom lane. But there is a 2 or a 3-man Baron going on. G2 Esports have committed Wonder's teleport. And I don't think RNG are strong enough yet to do this quickly enough, but are G2 even aware? They're stuck on the mid, outer
How are they
turret.
not aware?
Baron is still going low.
They are now.
Will reveal, but it's going to be too late. 3,500 hit points, and nobody from G2 have responded. RNG Perks.
Now 1v1 against Perks.
Well, Perks is going to try chase him down. It will be the cost of 1 and 2 towers. There's already a kill onto Wonder. He didn't even get a chance to use the ultimate. Wadid's coming to help Perks as Let.Me flashes for his life. He's already used the Poppycopter, and it looks like Yonit is going to close this one out. There's a lot of damage from Let.Me back, though. In a 1v2, he finally goes down. But at what cost? Perks' Petrifying Gaze is for naught.
The cost of the game.
And the base is broken wide open. Jankos gets caught out by Casa, killed by Uzi, and so has the inhibitor. The Nexus turret is being focused at 25 minutes. RNG are yelling that they are not done yet. Pushing onto the Nexus turrets. They came here to win the series, and this is a statement win after Uzi gives up first blood at 2 minutes on the clock. RNG crush G2's top and bottom lane and are on match points.
That was a very convincing
They
finish.
can hard commit to a 1-3-1, and that is the style that G2 has been best at. And I've got to say, I'm a little surprised by the Galio just because of the interactions with Nocturne.
That's a good sign if you're a G2 fan, and if you're a fan of Silver Scrapes in Game 5s.
Who isn't?
Is
Jankos,
a few seconds away from Flash. Seismic Shove comes in. Here comes a Paranoia. The first target is Xiaohu. First blood picked up by Perks. Ming has already roamed, though. The Infernal Chains flashed away from by Casa, and Perks, with the World Ender on, is still running for his life. Now Ming, with some support from Casa, is coming in.
Wadid is here, though.
The tension is turned back around. Wadid is followed up, and this will be another kill for G2. It lands in Perks' pockets. Gyanen's joined the fight as well, and they're going to be sticking around. Keep in mind that Uzi and Ming are in the top outer, so this is a little bit of a race, as Let.Me may want to commit with the Keeper's Verdict. This will buy some time. Wadid is the target. He gets knocked up into the air. The tower's still standing. RNG are pushing into the top lane, and Gyanen uses the spell shield flawlessly. Gets out of range of the taunt. Tower first blood still goes to G2, and they get all the ultimates.
They're up 3K before 10 minutes. This game, you have to say, is night and day from the last one. Winning solo lanes drafted for G2, and the bottom lane absorbing all the pressure.
Goodbye, Casa! He just gets solo killed by Jankos. A full rotation. We're team defined by play your game. That is what has really shone through, and I just think this
Rated Uzi, and yes, there is a Galio, but you just have to buy time. You just have to push him out of the fight, and that gives enough time, I think, for the Rise and for this.
That's kind of the window that I'm looking at for RNG, but here we go, another fight.
All right, Parano's already thrown down and is already a kill to Uzi. Jankos has soloed him with a little bit of help from Perks. Perks actually got the killing spree. Realm Warpers unfortunately skipped out on his. Perks and Jankos are running up top. Perks has got himself one. Now Ming forced to flash over the wall. Here comes Wonder. He flashes over, looking for the Rune Prison. That's going to be a lockdown onto Ming, and the kill secures available. Picked up by Wonder. That's 3 quick kills. Perks isn't done yet. Very happy. This game, 2,700 gold lead at 15 minutes. The previous gold deficit for RNG was 1,000 gold fewer. Now the World Ender from Perks will buy some time, but it may not be enough. Perks may give the first death up. Whoa, he turns it back around onto Casa in a 1v3. Manages to get the kill. Now here comes Wadid. The Abyssal Voyage Devour keeps the cap.
Royal never give up. The defending MSI champions, the team that was expected to have the golden. They can either go for the Baron, or they can just look to die.
Well, let's take a look. The inner turret is the focus. Ming's body slap does not find its target, but the barrel does. Seismic Shove is also dodged away from as Wadid's used to devour. It's on cooldown. World Ender's up and available for Perks. He goes into the 1v3. He's starting to resurrect as here comes Xiaohu. Throws down the ultimate for Wonder. Kicks him out the fight where he stands. Ming is trying to kill Perks. The stopwatch buys enough time for support to come. Thus far it's a 1-for-2, and Wonder cleans house. Let.Me's trying to get Gyanen, but there's not enough damage. There's not enough time. There's not enough Royal Never Give Up to stop G2.
This game already 10,000 gold ahead. 2 dragons to their name. Insanely fed at this point. Their
Expectations were so different. G2 were
coming out of a game like this, but they are going to try to look for another play. They don't want to give up on this game just yet. It will take a miracle.
Jump onto Gyanen and Wadid. That's why the Abyssal Voyage is
Here
on
they go.
cooldown. With Abyssal Voyage on cooldown, it means there's no support in the top lane. But the Paranoia has cut off any sort of visibility. 2 towers fall while RNG are blinded by the darkness. Gyanen throws down the ultimate and tries to turn it back around as Wonder is collapsed on by Let.Me and Xiaohu. RNG are trying to find targets, but it's slippery, and there's nobody from G2 sticking around long enough to go down. Now this is an inhibitor in middle gonna fall, inhibitor in bottom gonna fall. The tower in the top lane is going down as well. G2 have absolute control of the map.
Yeah, and it looks like they should just close it out, honestly, with this Baron. They could reset, but third, like, you're not supposed to be able to do that. They're too far ahead.
Unbelievable. 2.5 games ago, I asked you, gentlemen. Take a look at that. The Devour comes up. Wonder and Perks. The solo lane is for G2. They push down onto the first Nexus turret. Jankos jumps inside the base. Paranoia is available to him. He can switch off the lights at any given time. The pressure is on RNG to find a way back into this game, to find a way to close the series out. Wonder flashes for his life as Ming's unable to get the barrel down. Xiaohu forced a flash defensively as the third inhibitor falls in the back end. Perks blows up Ming. RNG are routed and running for their lives as Jankos and Yarnan take down the last Nexus turret. The Nexus will be the focus as RNG are trying to push back, trying to stall this out. The Nexus is going down, and ladies and gentlemen, this is going all the way. Do you believe G2 versus RNG in Game 5?
Kai'Sa would get locked in. Never mind, never mind. The story is irrelevant.
That would just take, like, you would have to have more confidence than any human being has ever had.
Of course, if you are just joining us, the bottom lane has been heavily RNG favored all series long because it has been heavily focused time and time again. And for the first time in 5 games, this might just be Jankos coming in. Let's see whether or not they can find the kill. There's the stun onto Uzi. Body block.
He can't get the ward.
Uzi can't pick it up. He's going to go down. Yarnan kills Uzi.
Oh, the heal comes through. Will he walk away with his life? He does. So I like the pressure that Ming is applying there, and it kind of forces Ming to back off. Jankos ganking me.
Yeah, of course, without those chains. Oh, the second one's due though, and Xiaohu goes down. Beautifully played. Jumping to the minion, but look at MLXG with Paranoia available. There are flashes.
They go.
Yarnan and Wadid. Glacial Fisher comes down, and Wadid forced to flash defensively. He will get taken out. Kill secured by Uzi. Yes,
They're going to give him solo gold, as they so often do. They may just rush it, though, to try to get a reset on the play, but nope. Uzi always gets the solo gold, and he is going to be at such a strong point. You lost the turret, you lost the kill, but you can grab the Infernal, which is going to be so nice for a lot of these G2 members, and especially for Jin, who gets massive amounts.
But we're going to look at Jankos in the top lane.
Whoa!
Nocturne's coming.
Uzi gets caught.
The ward!
The ward's on top of the lantern, and Yarnan kills Uzi again. Here comes MLXG. He's still got that Rift Herald. But Ming's death sentence goes wide. The box goes down. Uzi jumps in. Here comes MLXG. Defensive flashes. Jankos has already killed
G2's
Ming.
winning
Now
this.
Jankos is turning it back around. Defensive flash from Uzi. Teleport's coming down.
Comes
Perks.
Perks.
Not to find out. Perks blows up RNG. And G2
Now way ahead of Xiaohu.
being a favorite in this tournament is
can get
Perks.
more.
Xiaohu may get solo
No way.
killed.
No
Ignite
way.
is ticking down. One more.
He gets him.
Perks gets wave clear. They have scaling. They have initiation. And I am not going to count my chickens before they have hatched. And I need to see how well RNG handle this mid-game. You can see MLXG as well as Xiaohu coming down onto Wonder. He's used the World Ender, and the Realm Warp will cut off that escape route. But here comes Perks. Rune Prison holds Wonder in place. He will start to revive and resurrect.
MLXG!
Just blows up MLXG. Wonder throws down the Infernal Chains. That's going to pull that me backwards. Perks
Taking it
gets
away!
on the Xiaohu. Wonder's out. Wonder's alive. And Perks is looking for some sort of reply. Now Jankos
comes
trying to
Jankos.
run back down. He's got Ragnarok available to him. Wonder's going to escape with the recall. Now Wadid will find a stun onto Let Me. This is chaos, but it is chaos that is benefiting G2.
6-0-0 for Perks. You give me Perks versus the world, I'm liking his. Down. Perks is low, but he certainly packs a wallop.
He does indeed. The tower will fall. That's the third of the game. G2 Esports lead 5,000 gold up. The first time this organization has made it to quarterfinals, and they are in Game 5 with RNG.
And for the vast majority of this, Perks!
So close. The Ignite is ticking. That is not it. Perks is godlike with the help of Yarnan and Wadid. Now they turn their attention onto Let Me. He's just going to get run down.
The wards.
He find the lantern. The answer is no. A death sentence finds its mark, but it doesn't matter. 11 kills to 1. G2.
Player in the world, and now he has his eyes on another pick
Well, there we go. This is just going to be a matter of time. Perks is legendary.
from G2. And while they are feeling confident and ready to make plays and utilizing their
Esports, they're going to start hammering away on this inner turret. While that was going on, Wonder left the bottom lane. He moved away from Let Me and was moving to respond, but that's the 5th tower falling in favor of G2 Esports.
And this is what you have to do with your perks. You do not try to overcommit. You just dash over, throw out your poke, and then dash back, and you chip away at the health bars of RNG. Force them away from the tower so you can set up these sieges and utilize your gold lead to force RNG constantly on the back foot. Do not give them time to scale, because as Azael was saying, they are just looking to slow the bleeding. They are looking to get to that late game point and rely on their amazing team fighting capability.
Yeah, but look at the mini-map, guys. 3 lanes of waves crashing into an
For the most Fed LeBlanc you've ever seen is just going to make you feel that much
How
worse.
quickly and how effectively did G2 peel? Uzi's got the spell shield and a theoretical lantern that hasn't done
back on.
a whole lot this game already. Perch jumps in with the Mimic, gets caught out, dash back to the Ripper. He's already killed Ming, blown him up. The Hourglass will buy some time as Amalexi's trying to chase him down. Wonder gets the Infernal Chains onto Uzi, and he's got the Resurrect. Want the ultimate. All of a sudden, Amalexi's down in a 5 versus 3. They're chasing RNG.
The turn to Uzi!
Who manages to turn around. The AoE inside the choke point.
Perks is looking.
G2's HP. There's the spell shield popped as the 3rd and the 4th shot are fired. It's a 3-on-3 for now.
The game's
All right, Realm Whelp is going to deliver on top of the ward. Lemney's going to make it in. Glacial Fisher comes down from where did. It's a turn and a fight from G2 Esports. That's a good play. Interrupted. Ming stops Perks. Now all of a sudden, Wonder's running for his life. Look at the re-engage from Lemney. Wonder forced to dash over the wall to safety. Xiaohu's killed what did in a 10,000 gold deficit. RNG. It wasn't just the flay to save the day, but it was the flay to save the world.
Vision around this Baron area that G2 do not have full control, but
All right, Perks got a little bit caught out there. Liv manages to escape with his life, but Ming is dropped very, very low.
got him!
They
Uzi!
got him! Yangus has got one. Uzi forced to flash away, and Wonder's trying to chase him down. The Infernal Chain will pull him backwards. Darkness comes out from the Paranoia, and the rattling of the AoE from Xiaohu
You got Perks!
is melting G2 Esports. Perks is running for his life. The Infernal Chains comes down. It pulls Xiaohu backwards.
Just commit for this Baron. We'll see if they do.
The Lantern is going to pull Uzi into the fight really quickly.
They got
3,000
it.
hit points. It's going to be the fight.
MLXG.
Throw down. MLXG will not be jumping back in, but the Death Sentence will find a target. All of a sudden, Wadid is down. Yes, he managed to get the ultimate off, but it simply isn't enough. Now in a
Rise
5 versus 4.
ulti.
Look at the Realm Warp. That's going to
Perks over the wall.
Perks is looking for Uzi. Chunks him down to 50%. 3 members of G2 Esports have escaped for now, and Yankos will be the sacrificial lamb. Yankos will go down, along with Wadid. But 3 members of G2 hold the Baron
You
buff.
see Perks and Wonder in the side lanes. RNG moving across the halfway point of the map for what seems like the
all
first
3 lanes right now.
Perks is going to get a couple more autos with Baron empowered cannon minion. That's the first turret falling. The mid lane should fall, maybe. No, there's the engage. Death Sentence onto the cannon creep delivers a perfect play. GA.
Uzi's down!
Back up. But with Uzi down, it's all on Xiaohu. Xiaohu's running for
Look at Perks!
Perks has found him. Perks goes golden with the Hourglass. They may have just done it.
G2 have just dismantled RNG, and they're going to take their way to the semi-finals!
G2 Esports will find another kill, will tear open the base, and Busan is cheering and screaming and crying. The underdogs reign supreme at Worlds 2018. When expectations were at their lowest, the G2 dynasty will be defined by taking down RNG. There are not enough words to describe the results of today's quarterfinals.
They did it! G2 actually took down RNG. I cannot believe that they were able to do it. the third seed from Europe, having to fight their way through the play-ins after, before that, even losing in the quarterfinals of the European LCS playoffs, to now getting through group stages off the back of a Heimerdinger, and then winning at the very end off the back of Perks and hit this fantastic G2 squad.
And it's at Worlds where legends will fall and new ones will rise up and be born. And we see Perks today making his stamp on this Worlds, 11-0-4.
And listen to the crowd, G2 cheers. Perks was the center man, the team was rebuilt around him. He was unable to make it to the bracket stage at World Championships when he had better players, as the world would say. But it is this G2 that is playing their game that rose to the challenge and took down RNG in an